Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. We have a pretty much empty shop, at least as far as projects. So Todd is coming to get his engine. We're going to tear it down. He's going to use the pieces out of it and the transmission for some of his metal art stuff. So he's on his way here right now. He's also bringing something that you've seen before on this channel, and it's going to get a little more go juice to it. So he's got some injectors and a performance chip he wants me to put in his loadstar. So he's bringing it back. So I'm going to do that for a couple days and get some new parts in it for him. So that's kind of what I'm going to do this week, and just trying to clean the shop up and get stuff ready for the next project. So might do a little time lapse of us tearing this motor down or something, just for something, and then I'll also film for you guys me tearing into his truck for putting injectors in it and getting that, I think it's an edge juice with attitude, put in it. So that's the plan. So we'll wait on them to get here and we'll get started on tearing some stuff apart. Well, this junk's back here. I hope that doesn't mean it's staying. Is it staying, or is it?
As long as you can take it. I was wanting to return it because air conditioning's not working very well.
Dang it. Yeah, we got to work on that. We'll see. So Todd's here. JD showed up as well. He's got the edge juice with attitude sitting here, and some 125 horse dynamites injectors for it. So we'll get those put in. But before we do that, we're gonna work on this little thing.
Yeah.
So is that what are we swapping this into your truck? Is that what you were wanting?
This is going to get turned into some nice metal art.
It's nice metal art?
Sometime soon.
Some year?
Yeah.
So I'll put the link down here for Ironwood Garage. You can get you some of this stuff made. I mean, if you want some international, like
this would be
some
like
valve
true,
cover stuff.
genuine international parts.
So
art.
And you international nuts, if you want like a lamp or something made, he can use all international parts and put one together.
You finally got Jared's junk out of here, so we can
get
a real truck back in
Most of it, yeah. It's about time. So he said the same thing about getting your truck out of here, so he could get his truck.
I know. We just keep fighting for spots.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's the plan. We're gonna put you on time lapse, and we're gonna tear a motor apart. That was the one you got me.
here, I'm getting a hell of a lot.
My goodness. You guys got that?
Yeah.
Man,
I'm doing all the heavy lifting.
I feel like you guys are just stealing stuff out of here.
Yeah. We're just becoming local junk guys.
Just come pick up all the junk.
Yeah.
Trash my shop. Come take all the junk and just leave.
I was telling Spriggan, with all you diesel guys in the forums here, ever since I've got that truck, first question I get is, what kind of power does it make? So I've been peer pressured to come and get some power to it.
Yeah, so we're gonna put some power to it for him. He's gonna not know what to do anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Got the old DT here with his Mustang, 5-liter Mustang.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's gonna give Todd. You can give him a run for his money.
Swap.
Yeah.
He's gonna come and swap it.
Yeah, we're gonna come and swap it too. So he's got all his parts in here. Once again, if you guys want anything made by Ironwood Garage, he's got his hands all dirty, handles all dirty. Yeah. So his link will be down here for stuff, or at least where you could find stuff he builds. Does some cool stuff. And then tomorrow we're going to get started on this thing. I got to yank the dash out of it and get to that access plate that we put in it so that we can get in there to get the injectors put in it. So, and then I forgot I bent him a set of steps, and I'm going to put these steps on there too. But my goodness, look at this mess. You know the easiest way to clean up a mess?
I do.
Go inside and do it tomorrow.
Oh, I was going to say snap. Don't that work?
Oh, the snap?
Yeah.
It could. It does, but there's a little more to it than what you thought. But okay, why don't you do a snap? We'll see if it goes away.
Now, will it make me go away too, the snap?
It might.
Right.
You can try it. Wow, it really did work. My goodness. Todd's gone too. What the heck? He left his truck. Well, I guess the snap still works, even if somebody else does it. So, enough of that. We're going to come out here. So now we're on to the scrap run. And, yeah. I don't think the trailer's liking it, and I don't think the little radio's liking it either. But it's not that far away. It's only a couple miles in town. So, yeah, let's go see if we can get some money. Too bad for a little scrap run today. $158. Not too shabby. So, little Colorado trailer didn't like that, but it made it. So, that's all that matters. So, now I got to bounce into O'Reilly's, get a few things, and we'll go back and get started on Todd's loadstar, getting some power in that thing.
Jeez, come on.
Well, my phone went dead like always. I'll show you what I got done here. We got the EGT probe put in, got everything routed around, got the edge juice in here, and everything's hooked up to it. The only thing I couldn't hook up was the fuel pressure because it's supposed to go into the factory guide that's here, and we don't have that. So it's this banjo bolt that is somewhere right here. So that banjo bolt will go in, and then it would read fuel pressure, but it doesn't go through a banjo bolt anymore to get fuel into the pump. It actually just flows in through this air dog system. So I don't know, maybe there's a way that we can do that, but for what I have tonight, I don't have it. So, but everything's hooked up, everything's ran inside. I got the monitor and stuff in here as well. But here's the tricky thing. You turn the key on, nothing happens. Other than the radio comes on. Hello. So I don't know what's going on. You have to wire a, there's a constant hot, which is here, and then there's a switch power, which is here. And I probed both of those with the switch on and everything, and I have 12 volts. So the system all has power. The only thing I can think of is that maybe that screen pulls some power from the OBD, because it does plug into the OBD as well. And it could be that the standalone harness doesn't have the right pins to make it work. I don't know. That's my diagnosis at the moment. I've spent a lot of time probing wires and checking stuff and rewiring things and checking grounds, and everything has power. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm gonna have to work on that tomorrow, maybe call Edge or even call Diesel Conversions to talk to them about it. So, but injectors are in. Everything's bled out. The truck seems to run fine. I haven't taken it for a drive yet. I was hoping to get the chip hooked up first so that everything worked. Then obviously I gotta put the hoods back on, and then we gotta build the steps still. But that's tomorrow's project. So gonna pull this thing in and call her quits for the night, and hopefully we can get it figured out tomorrow. Well, I've been doing a lot of investigating today and trying to figure out what's going on with this thing. So I did get the screen to work. So the screen, it's actually on right now. So I just moved the truck. But so the OBD port obviously has power and ground to it so that you can hook a scanner and stuff to it. Well, it didn't have that. So I talked to Kyle from Diesel Conversions just to make sure that the fuse and everything was good in the block. The fuse was fine. The one wire had pulled out a little bit from the connector, so that was no big deal. I just recrimped it and put it back in, and then we have power. So now the screen comes on and works, but the problem is that when you try to get it to find the gauges and stuff for the truck, it actually can't find them. So, and after talking to Edge again about it, they told me that it has to be able to see the original Dodge stuff for it to read it with a serial number and everything. So because of the original Dodge wiring not being in this, it won't actually read it right through the OBD. So that kind of sucks, because I spent a lot of time putting this system in and it's not going to work. So, but basically any chip that can be put in through, not through the OBD, that would just get hooked up to like the data link and the pump tap wire and the map sensor and all that, those will still work on this truck. So fortunately this one's not going to work, so I'm waiting on Todd to tell me if he wants to take it off or exactly what we're going to do. But we're going to switch gears for a little while and work on these steps. So and get these old pieces off, and the new ones are sitting over there, and I'll get them trimmed down and cut, and we'll get them set on there and painted, and then we'll have some new steps on this thing. Well, we got those steps done on Todd's truck. I think they came out pretty nice. At least they're a lot better than those guys that had holes in them and all kinds of stuff. So definitely better. Todd's on his way over. We're gonna get my truck and this truck washed up. We got a show we're going to in Marysville. It's called the Muscle Mash. And switch gears back. This truck actually had an Edge comp box on it when we originally got it. And Todd said he was going to bring that back with him. So we're going to throw that on real quick before we take it out and take it to the show. So I left the hoods off for now to make it easier to get in there to wire stuff up. But yeah, I think I'm going to back this thing out and get my truck out, and we're going to get them washed up and ready to go. Loadstar gang today. So we're going to head to this show and deliver Todd's truck back to him. I'm going to interject a little info here for you. Obviously, it's not the same day that you see me just washing the truck and finishing Todd's, but I didn't really elaborate on what happened. So I had actually put that Edge comp in his truck, and it was very strange because I had pulled the truck in the shop and tore it apart and had an accelerator. As soon as I put all that stuff on the truck, it didn't have an accelerator anymore. So I went through, checked all fuses, checked wiring, checked everything I could think of, and could not figure out why I didn't have a throttle pedal. So I did go get a new TPS sensor, and I put that in the truck, and it worked. And I thought, okay, so maybe the TPS went bad. So I took the old TPS and pulled it off of its mount and plugged it in and just turned it with a screwdriver, and it revved the truck up. And I'm like, well, it's not the TPS sensor. What is the problem? So as it turned out, there's a little pin that keys into the TPS sensor, which spins when you hit the throttle pedal. And what had actually happened was, from moving that piece around so much with the throttle cable hooked to it, the snap ring came off and it allowed that to back out a little bit. So it wasn't actually keying into the TPS sensor anymore, which in turn wasn't allowed to rev up. So had a wild goose chase to find that one. It was not something I expected, but that is what happened. So Todd had already left and went to the show, and we were actually going to just work on it another day, but I thought, well, I'm going to try this TPS and see if I can get that to fix it. And with figuring out what the problem was, I wanted to put the chip back in it, and then ended up Chelsea and I surprised him, and Chelsea drove it, obviously, as you've seen in the video. Actually, that's coming up. But actually, as it turned out, we ended up surprising Todd, and Chelsea ended up driving it over, and we surprised him at the show with his truck done. So that clip we're going to roll now, and you can get to see her cheesing, driving that truck around and stuff. It was a lot of fun. So interject that little bit, back to live at where we were. what's the next day? Truck's back home. We got back from the Muscle Mass show. It was a pretty good time. It was neat to just go and see stuff and just hang out. I didn't film really anything from there except for the little clip you seen Todd leaving with his truck. But happy to get that done. He's super happy with it. And yeah, on to the next now. We did get us a little something at this award. I'm trying to see. It was best truck, third best truck. So that was cool. Appreciate that. That was kind of neat. I don't really go for the awards, but it's still cool to be recognized with something. But we got an empty shop now, so getting ready to start on a new project. We just had a lot of rain here, and yeah, it's not like we really need it anymore, but we got some. So the next truck on the list that I'm gonna be working on is a truck for a guy named Devin. He lives out in Iowa, and you've probably seen me pick the truck up, and you've seen it in the background of some of the videos. This is his donor truck. I believe it's a 70 Loadstar 1600. Nice and clean truck. We're just gonna be cab swapping it over. We're still looking for a donor frame for it. So Max is barking at the thunder. He doesn't like thunder, so he's always barking at that. But anyways, once again, like I said, the shop is empty right now. So ready for that new project to get started in here. I may end up working on my truck a little bit. We may end up doing getting the cab pulled on Devin's truck. I don't know. We'll kind of see what this week brings. If we can find a good donor frame or donor truck, I may be going to get that picked up as well. So that's kind of what's to come. I don't fully know what'll be in next week's video, but I'll have something for you guys. And that's something else I want to talk to you about. I think I'm going to start doing Sunday at 6 uploads instead of Friday. Just because with doing videos Friday, it causes me to have to almost take most of Friday off to build a video, and that kind of cuts into my build time. And you know, I need as much time as I can have out here to be working on stuff, but I still want to get you guys some cool content and get you just something to watch so you can follow along with my builds and what I'm doing here at SBC. But so be looking for that change Sunday 6 p.m. instead of Fridays. That way I can build my stuff on the weekends and have a little more of a laid back, and instead of trying to shove it into getting it done right at the end of my work week, I can actually do it over the weekend. So that's the plan. We do have a lot of other builds coming up here in the future. More loadstar stuff. I got a ramp truck a guy wants me to build, potentially some old like an old 40s 50s needle nose Peterbilt to build. Obviously we got the wife's truck. I know some of you have asked a lot about her truck. We are going to get started on it here sometime. I don't know if it's going to be real soon, but especially after her driving Todd's truck the other day, it's just kind of cool to cruise with her and us both have something that we could drive around. So yeah, I do want to get it done, and we are going to hopefully start on it here. I don't know, maybe towards winter. Maybe we can get it built over this winter. I don't know. We'll just kind of see where money flow is and what kind of time we have. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap the video up there, but appreciate you guys watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.